Hi, I'm Amy Goodman, host and executive producer of Democracy Now!, a daily grassroots global news hour. I want to congratulate EARTHtalks on your 10th anniversary of this critical gathering. I also want to welcome President Alexander Van der Bellen as you and Austria work together at EARTHtalks with your Green president. People in the United States are gathering for the People's Climate March on Saturday. I have to say, we'll be there broadcasting from the People's Climate March in Washington. And last Saturday, on Earth Day, we were in Washington for another 5-hour broadcast, the March for Science. And I know some of you were probably at a March for Science in Austria as well. People in the U.S. held signs like, "Ice has no agenda, it just melts. There's no planet B." A woman holding up a sign that says, "I'm with her," and has an arrow to Mother Earth. By the way, I also want to congratulate the first winners of the Austrian Environmental Journalism Award, who will be announced shortly. Yes, we have a very significant job as journalists, and our job is to go to where the silence is. It is so important to cover grassroots movements. It is absolutely critical. What we have now in Washington, D.C. is an oligarchy. I mean, we have a Secretary of State now, Rex Tillerson, who is the former CEO of the largest private oil corporation in the world, ExxonMobil. The head of the Environmental Protection Agency in the United States, Scott Pruitt, former Oklahoma Attorney General. Oklahoma hardly ever had earthquakes. Now it is the land of quakes, with a fracking blitz that's going through the state. He sued the Environmental Protection Agency 14 times and now is the head of it. And then our Secretary of Energy under the Trump administration is the former governor of Texas, Perry, who, when he ran for president twice, was underwritten to the tune of $6 million by Kelsey Warren, the CEO of Energy Transfer Partners that owns the Dakota Access Pipeline that Native Americans have been struggling to prevent for the last almost a year. Yes, the governor of Texas, who's now the Secretary of Energy, was on the board of Energy Transfer Partners after he was governor, only had to step down as he becomes Secretary of Energy. So there are those forces in the United States, but there is a force more powerful, and it is everyone together across the political spectrum, including past Trump supporters, who are deeply concerned right now about the fate of the planet. I really do think that those who are concerned about war and peace, those who are concerned about the growing inequality in our country and the world, those who are concerned about climate change, the fate of the planet, are not a fringe minority, not even a silent majority, but the silenced majority, silenced by the corporate media, which is why we have to take the media back. It is so important that when we cover war, we have a media that's not brought to you by the weapons manufacturers, that when we cover climate change, that's not brought to you by the oil, the gas, the coal companies, that when we cover healthcare, not brought to you by the insurance industry or big pharma. We need an independent media that goes back to its roots. My brother, also a journalist, a wonderful journalist in Vermont, where incidentally we are broadcasting from right now. We wrote a book called Static, and the reason we called it that is because even in this high-tech digital age with high-definition television and digital radio, all we get is static. What we need instead is the media to give us the dictionary definition of static: criticism, opposition, unwanted interference. We need a media that covers power, not covers for power. We need a media that is the fourth estate, not for the state. And we need a media that covers the movements that create static and make history, like EARTHtalks. So again, Congratulations on your 10th anniversary. I wish I could be joining you personally, but I hope people do tune in on Saturday when Democracy Now! Is in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., doing a 5-hour broadcast from the People's Climate March. Eastern Time, it's 10 in the morning to 3 p.m. Check it out at democracynow.org. But for now, on with your show. Thank you so much for letting me be a small part of it. Congratulations, Earth Talks.